there's Maisie on the left of the screen, our Northampton teammates, the two Humphreys twins coming out. Scarlett Humphrey, British record holder in the S11 class, visually impaired swimmer. She'll be swimming with the black tote goggles. She'll have the tapper at the end of the lanes, and there is her sister, Eliza Humphrey. What a swim she had in the qualification heats. It's a nomination time for Eliza Humphrey, finishing just ahead of her sister, 4:31.04. Fantastic result for the Humphreys twins. There's Maisie. Well, World Championship medalist last year, World Champion back in 2022 in this one. Can she just dip under that nomination time for the first time this week? Welsh Commonwealth Games swimmer Megan Willis, the young 16-year-old, youngest in this field. And there's Alice Ty, looks so comfortable this morning in the heats. We've spoken a lot to Alice Ty this week. Can she get fast tonight? Brock Whiston, it was a nomination time for Brock Whiston, loves this pool. Swimmer from London Disability. And there is Tony Shaw, just outside the nomination time in qualification. Like Maisie, she was a world champion in this event back in 2022. And her University of Aberdeen performance teammate Faye Rogers goes in lane number 4, the fastest into this final. Not the highest points earner though. Remember, the times for the swimmers compared against the world best time for their classification over the last 2 years. It generates a points total, so if you hit that world best time, you earn yourself 1,000 points. It was Tony Shaw that had the highest number of points, 850. Brock Whiston, though, nomination time, she was absolutely delighted to get under that time. Maisie, well, she'll be chasing the nomination time for the first time this week. And also the British record held by Ellie Simmons. Paralympic champion, of course, right in this pool in 2012. Memorable night that was. Still the British record holder, Ellie Simmons. Well, I just wonder if University of Aberdeen performance pair have got a little bit of a plan here. They were both outside their nomination times this morning. Tony Shaw especially would love to dip under that time. Faye Rogers, very strong butterfly swimmer. She's got the butterfly to come. Tony Shaw was the first medalist for the GB team in the pool in Tokyo in the 2021 games. And she won a bronze medal in this very event. Brock Whiston going well with the black cap right up there. And next to her is Megan Willis. So the swimmers in the higher numerical classifications, if you include Alice Ty, who's just out of the shot, just one lane down from Tony Shaw. There she is. And they're going away at the front of the field, but remember, it's not necessarily the swimmer who touches the wall first who will end with a higher number of points. Keep an eye on the time from Maisie there. She just comes up to the turn, and the two Humphrey sisters. Scarlett Humphrey has the edge over Eliza as they go over at the 100 mark. It's Faye Rogers in lane number 4. Well, Faye Rogers was at the Olympic trials as an able-bodied swimmer back in 2021. Going to university in Aberdeen, and a car accident had severe damage to her arm, which has left her with a permanent impairment. Faye Rogers now competing in the para events, and she had great success last year, winning the gold in the 100 butterfly at the World Championships last year, and also a bronze medal in this event, the 400 freestyle. She'd love to get that qualification standard under her belt. Nomination time for her is 4:42.25, so keep an eye on those times as they come up to the halfway point. Rogers goes over at 2:19, just about on schedule for that. Tony Shaw, 2:22 for her. She's one classification down from Faye Rogers, swims in the S9 classification. She has an arm impairment. Tony Shaw, one of the toughest swimmers out there in the Para programme. Her time, nomination time, just under the 4:50 mark, so 4:49.98 is the time that Tony Shaw is looking for. It's getting a little bit stretched out at the front there, the S10 leading the S9, and Brock Whiston going along very nicely ahead of Alice Ty. That's the battle of the two S8s. Just check the progress of Maisie Summers-Newton. These leading swimmers come back. She's alongside her Northampton teammate Scarlett Humphrey. They're going along very nicely indeed. Scarlett Humphrey in particular having a very good swim here. British record holder in the S11 class. You see the tappers there. Scarlett Humphrey doing a very good job. She had a little bit of an issue with the lane ropes this morning. She's zigzagging a little bit down the lanes, but she looks pretty straight in this final. As Faye Rogers heads into the last 100. Tony Shaw, 3:37 for Tony Shaw. Well, it's going to be tough for Tony Shaw now, but she is capable of it. 37 for that previous 50. So she's got to pick up the pace, Tony Shaw. And Faye Rogers, well, she's doing well. The two University of Aberdeen performance swimmers. And Faye Rogers will turn in this final 50. 3:06 for that previous 50, so she is somewhere maybe just outside that 4:42. She has to do something pretty spectacular in this final 50. Faye Rogers heading for home. Tony Shaw around about 6 seconds or so behind her University of Aberdeen teammate. And let's see if Faye Rogers can just dip under that standard. 4:42.25. It's going to be very close as she comes into the last 5, maybe just outside for Faye Rogers. It's just slipped by. It's 4:44.20. What can Tony Shaw do? Can she be under the 4:50 mark? And she is under the 4:50 mark. And she is sneaked in by 2/100ths of a second. What a finish from Tony Shaw. And she'll be delighted with that one. That was a major event for Tony Shaw. And that will be a huge relief as Brock Whiston also dips under her nomination standard. Alice Ty also under the standard. As Megan Willis finishes, we'll now turn our attention to Maisie Summers-Newton and the Humphrey sisters. Maisie now coming through just over the 5:20 mark. I think Maisie's going to be around about what she was this morning. And Scarlett Humphrey, well, look at that time from Scarlett Humphrey. 5:26.42, and that will be a new British record for Scarlett Humphrey, if that result is confirmed, of course, and also a nomination time for her. The two Humphrey sisters achieving nomination times. Eliza Humphrey did hers this morning, and Scarlett Humphrey did hers this evening. In terms of the points, Brock Whiston, I think, might just edge it, 870 points. Tony Shaw, well, that is a phenomenal swim from both Brock Whiston and Tony Shaw. Absolutely superb. Tony Shaw, this was a big event for her. 4:49.98 was the qualification standard and nomination time, and she's gone 4:49.96, 2/100ths of a second. That was absolutely phenomenal from Tony Shaw. Close contest for the medals. The British champion, I think, will be Brock Whiston if this result is confirmed. S11 goggles have to be checked. And there was the start. Swimmers in the higher numerical classes, well, they swum away from the others in the outside lanes. What a close contest it was in terms of points. Faye Rogers just missing out on her nomination time, but she won't be too disappointed about that with the 100 butterfly to come, her main event. And what about that swim from Scarlett Humphrey? My goodness. British record if the result is confirmed, of course. The S11 swimmers, phenomenal to watch the S11 swimmers, the blacked out goggles, and there is the result. Brock Whiston confirmed as the British champion. What a contest that was. Tony Shaw just behind 2 points, but she won't mind about that at all. because she has achieved that nomination time. That is huge for Tony Shaw. Brock Whiston achieved the time this morning. She's gone better tonight. Alice Ty also another time for her, and Scarlett Humphrey, that British record time for the S11 class. The two Humphrey sisters have made the times, with Eliza swimming her time this morning. 400 freestyle, what a strong event. Strong event for GB Para swimming. Fantastic. 5 swimmers making the nomination time. The medalists making their way to the centre again for the medal presentation. And Maisie Summers-Newton, a phenomenal points total for her, 818 points. She's missed out on the nomination time, but she will be back tomorrow for her big event, the 200 midges individual medley. Great swims, and it's going to be a very happy podium, I think. And they are now with John Mason.
Well, I tell you what, a busy, busy race that was. We had multiple people hit that nomination time. Can I get a round of applause, first of all, for our British medalists? Brock Whiston, Tony Shaw, and Maisie Summers-Newton. But I also have to let you know that Alice Ty and Scarlett Humphreys hit that nomination time as well, put themselves in a good position in front of those selectors for the Paralympic Games. But Brock, I'm going to come down here to you. I mean, the 400, it's no short race, but you're British champion and you got that nomination time.
400 free is a new event to the program for us. I mean, in 2019, when I swam here, it wasn't even an event that I thought about. We did it in Manchester, and 2023 in a PB, so yeah, I mean, to share a podium with Maisie and Tony, I mean, I think we know that that's a strong field if you're sharing the podium with Maisie and Tony, so yeah, I'm a bit shocked, but yeah, thanks.
Well, you did it and you're British champion, so congratulations, Brock. Now, Tony, you just got out of that pool. I said, how was that? You said it was hard. And like Brock said, you know, it's a long event. It's a new addition to the program here for you guys, but you did the time. So putting yourself in good stead for the Paralympics over the summer.
Yeah, I mean, I did it by 0.02, I think. So over a 400, that's pretty close, but I'm just so happy.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, 0.02 is still the time, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And a silver medal, so congratulations to you. I'm going to come around here. Maisie, I know we caught up earlier this morning and you said, you know, you've been itching to race, you've been watching your teammates all week. Getting in there feeling pretty good, setting yourself up for your 2 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, definitely. You know, the 400's always one of my events that I do. I do it like out of the 3 that I usually do, but it would have been nice to get the time tonight just to kind of get it out of the way. But like me and my coach have been saying, you know, we've been working on the IM and the breaststroke, so hopefully get those tomorrow. So yeah, should be good. Keep
those nerves down, you got it.
Yeah, thank you.
Look, congratulations, we love to see it. Ladies and gentlemen, your British medalists!
Oh yeah, Maisie will be back tomorrow. 2 massive events for Maisie. And she's not too far away from her lifetime best on this 400, so that looks good for the 200 IM. Really pleased for Tony Shaw to dip under that qualification standard. That was huge for her, and Brock Whiston just gets better and better. Abby Roberts from Aquatics GB making those presentations, and there are your medalists for the 400 Freestyle Para Paris Final.